Our featured golfer. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Pure strike. Good result.
Right, and that is close.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. Currently, that's exactly where they stand.
Frank, the seventh is a short par 4, 346 yards. So I'm guessing it's a layup off the tee, but it might be a nervy layup because you have water on the right, and if you miss left, that's no bargain.
It's very distracting looking down the right side. I think that's the easiest way to put it. But if you can break this hole down, 346 yards, if you take 120 yards off that, which is like a wedge, then the layup only becomes like 220 yards. That seems a little less intimidating.
Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep. Like a machine out there. Another green in regulation.
Ooh, chance for birdie.
You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy. Featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Well, this is the kind of strong wind that will really test a player. Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Now the approach shot here on this par 5/8. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Getting set now over the putt. Hold on, an eagle, and suddenly, sort of from out of nowhere, Frank, name is on the leaderboard.
Well, when you think sort of struggling just for a paycheck, those dollar signs are starting to add up.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Now the difficult second shot here at the par 4 9th.
You see that ricochet coming out of the end of the blue haze on the ground? That means it's going to bounce or run forward.
Frank putting it
doesn't
all
have one.
together
It's not
today.
going to run
What
as
a
much
nice
forward. It
performance.
still will run, but it won't run much. One back tap.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
So a tester from 4 feet. Starting to make a nice move. 5 under with that birdie for the tournament. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
If you want it to run, try to get that ricochet off the end of it. Kind of like that. And then spin it forward as fast as you can.
Well, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
That has to be at least 315 yards.
So, Frank, we know that the players petitioned back in the 80s to move the PGA Tour event away from PGA West. It's coming back in 2016. But what did Pete Dye say about golf courses being fair or unfair?
Well, he said it actually, he tried to say it with a chuckle, but he always said that golf's not a fair game. So why build a golf course that's fair?
Do you agree with that?
I do now. I think everything has to align itself together.
Make it 18 foot, rather 17 foot up 1 inch, make it 18 foot. Set it in the center of the groove.
And these golf courses, they really were brutal.
Tap the triangle.
I think now that the ball goes further, the introduction of the metal-headed driver,
right into the hole,
utility clubs, all of those things have made these golf courses really come back into favor again. Look at what Jason Day did in 2015 at the PGA Championship at Whistling Straits on a Pete Dye golf course. That's how you have to play the game.
That's the only help I'm going to give you.
How difficult is this golf course at PGA West? Well, it was ranked 8th on this year's Golf Digest, America's 20 toughest golf courses. Frank, you surprised to see that name on top of the leaderboard?
I am surprised to see the name, but not that style of golf leading. It was great performance, especially tee to green. You don't often see people start that quickly.
EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. It's second round coverage of the California Classic. Well, Frank, how about this hole? Par 5 11 at 617 yards.
The goal here is to take all those bunkers down that left side completely out of play. If you can hit it far enough down there, you can get close to this green. But if you do stray a little bit, all of a sudden, well, it's called eternity. You're going to find that this hole will play very long.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that. That's an absolute beauty.
Now the third shot here at the par 5 11th. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking the wood.
Isn't it out enough to the left of the pin? That's okay.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
9 foot, down 1 inch. Can't go, down 1 inch, use a half a foot, but you can't. So, we're going to stay with the 9. Center of the white line. It's going to the center of the cup. Go to 9.
You'll love them. The birdies.
That's the last help. No more help. No more help.
Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9 on, or are you better with the wedge? Because that's the...
Oh, I love this. She is winding.
Nailing it.
Just wants to tear the cover off this golf ball.
Oh,
too much.
Huge. Huge with a capital A.
Busted that. That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards.
Going uphill. About 2. Going left to right a little bit. One backward tap.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed.
5 foot, 2 inches down. Now we're going to go 1 foot down. You only go half of your down, you go all of your other one. This is a curve, so it's hard to line it up with the ball. You're going to go in there just a little bit and go to 4 feet. Now,
good birdie
caveat.
right there, Frank.
That doesn't work all the
Time
time.
to get another cup of coffee.
It does most of the
Things are
time.
heating up.
Frank, this is no easy shot here at the par 3 13th.
Yeah, 13th hole. I mean, it's so appropriate, the number of the hole for this this design by Pete Dye. Wooden bulkheads, I mean, they give you sort of that harsh look. And this is just an absolute scorecard wrecker. You get a little cavalier here, you'll just rack up a number. There's nothing wrong with just hitting it to the right side of the screen.
Projection coming out of the ground, it means it's going to bounce and run. All right, now you got none. So that means it's going to hit pretty solid. It's not going to run much. 4 holes, I'm going to tap it about 3 times back. Well, maybe 4 or 5. Because it was coming in hot.
No problems there. Really good approach shot.
No problem there.
Good looking birdie.
15 foot down, 3 inches, 1.5. Go down 1, down to 14 inches. Go down to 14 inches. Okay, I'm not sure about that. I want to make sure I'm dead center. Dead center takes me right to where that white line is. I want to bump just a little bit. Go to 14. Come back. And bump it. Don't try to control the speed with your toggle switch. Go all the way back, all the way forward.
Tied for the lead.
Where you set the arrow, control the speed.
Par 4 of 389 yards. It is short, but Frank, there is some danger lurking along the way.
Yeah, most of it's sand. Two options really. Poke it down that left side, let it run down there like a
Little bit of
bowling
power.
alley. Either that or take that bunker completely out of
Get me
play.
over that bunker.
290, 300 yard category and get it
Back
down there
spin
where
it.
it's just a flick wedge.
Up a little bit. On the hill, so we can see it. We're going down there too close.
Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Wind's behind you. We're going uphill. We're going to go about 2 foot uphill. You see it's coming from left to right. About 2.5 up. You don't want that ricochet. You want it to be flat. Tap it back twice.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
She is putting
Like I
the
said,
full
nothing's
arsenal of her
perfect.
skill set on display this afternoon.
But you're close
Beautiful
enough,
shot.
you can putt.
Just needs to keep it
3
steady
feet
here
down,
over the
10
putt.
foot, down to 9. Remember, only half a foot down. Going right in the center of the hole. There you go.
Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. Solid par 4 here. The 15th is 468 yards.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Frank, what are you thinking on this second shot here at 15?
Well, if mentally you could take out all that bunker complex on the left, this second shot would look extremely straightforward. And that's really the way you've got to play it. You've got to act like those bunkers aren't there on that left side. And therefore you can go straight at this flag.
Can hit the grass, that's going to slow it a little bit.
Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. That one is going to end up in the rough.
Pretty good
So I
result
hit the
right
grass
there,
and slowed it down. I tapped it back
It looked rough all
too.
the way.
Exactly.
Really did.
Something you don't have to experiment with. 4 foot level, so it's 4 foot where we're going to set it up. We're going to line it up. If you notice the ball is a little bit off, you can't get all the way to the ball. You want to try to make that arrow where that ball is, straight to that ball. Go back to 4 foot. And we're going to bump it just a little bit to the right to clean that hole up. Okay. Enough
We have said
coaching.
it over and over. Another birdie.
Enough
Well, Rich,
coaching.
2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent
See if you can
performance,
guess
but still,
my next putting
long ways to go in this
dimensions
tournament.
before I do them. This golf game is a combination of luck and mistakes. Once everybody gets experience, because you'll play with people who are as experienced as you are. If you do, then it's who has the most luck to roll one in, or who makes the most mistakes to cost them the game. Again, it's luck and mistakes. And I'd rather have luck any day over experience.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Today it's live third round coverage of the California Classic.
Okay, this is a 5 wedge. They're prone to roll. But we're going uphill.
This has really been a challenge all day long with these
Going
winds
from left
coming
to
from
right.
different
Or
directions,
right to left,
changing
rather.
speeds. It's gone from 15 upwards
we're
to
gonna try to hit it
25
there.
miles per hour.
We're going to tap
Really a
it back
test for the
about
players.
4 or 5.
That should be
5.
pretty good right there.
Pretty hot.
On the safe side.
7. I got it tapped it back 7
Pure
before it hit
strike.
the ground.
Good
You
result.
got to tap it back
and that
maybe
is
double
close.
5 sometimes. But make sure it's coming in hot. If it's coming in slow,
Frank
it's not
going
going
for
to roll.
another birdie here.
All
Tries
right.
to get on a real roll.
11 foot level.
Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Frank, what'd you say at the top? Die on the left, die on the right. Is this what you were talking about?
Exactly, yeah. The 5th hole here, it's called double trouble. So yeah, there's chances for grief on both sides of this fairway. But, if you're long enough, if you can just sneak it past 335, that's where the water runs out. This is reachable.
So if you do sneak it
It
out,
wouldn't have
there,
made the
then there
water,
would be
so
the
I'm
longer
not
hitters. You
strong
might have
enough
what,
yet to make
into
the water.
screen.
Well, you can get home hybrid, maybe even something shorter. But remember, it's called double trouble. Avoid that. Maybe double eagle.
Frank, we've seen guys like Phil Mickelson hit it off the cart path. How tough is this shot?
Well, for a high-level professional, actually, it just looks harder than what it is. They'd rather here than the rough any day.
5 iron again. This time we're going to go 5 back. Going left or right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 10.
Crucial eagle
You're still
attempt
close
on the
enough
left.
for a putt.
This is a 9-footer.
11 foot, 1 inch up. What am I going to do? Because we're going up.
What a tremendous display of golf this has been.
Certainly throwing an eagle against the field, so we've seen it all. Birdies, eagles, just blitzing the field from start to finish.
Frank, I love a par 3 where you have to hit one solid golf shot. Anything less, and you might pay a severe price. 255-yard par 3-6. What a hole.
No, you love watching somebody else play a par 3 like that.
You are right.
Now, this is going to be a runner because it's a 3 wood. But you're going uphill, so maybe 8 squares back. But it's got a ricochet coming off of it, which means it's going to run. So we're going to go 7 square. And then backspin it. Ooh, a shanky.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
Didn't get enough backspin. Should have had at least 15 taps back, maybe more.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the
17
read.
foot up 3 inches. What am I going to do? Going into the hole. The longer they get away, the closer you have to be on your set. Because a millimeter off at the ball is several inches off at the hole. But not today.
That was well judged, wasn't it?
Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level,
Watch one of
no
my
doubt
previous
our players do,
films.
you have to sort of be tactical.
I made 101
break down shots or
foot
break
putt.
down a hole. How would you break down this hole in a very smart way?
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there, you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3.
It's going to come in pretty hot because you see the arc, it's not straight down, it's angled. So we're going to try to set that thing up. Maybe about 5, even though it's coming downhill. We're going to tap it back one time and see what happens.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green.
No, it died.
That will be a
It
great
died.
look at birdie.
Bad guess, bad guess.
These putts keep the round together. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today, it's the final round of the California Classic.
Well, that wind's going to carry that ball. I'm going to add an extra square to it because it's going to carry the ball. I'm trying to get it where it doesn't shoot off out of there. We'll see. Wind still carried it.
Just came
13
out
miles an
blazing.
hour. Pretty
As
good
soon as it
wind.
hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
The green is going right to left. I'm going to shoot just a little bit to the right of that sign there. But I'm going to try to back roll it twice before it hits the ground. Oh!
I mean, this skill.
Misaligned it.
And that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards, but Frank, where could a player
Lot of
go off
wind.
course, so to speak, at this
No
14th.
power.
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game.
Backspin.
If
to
you're a
the
longer
left little
hitter, I
bit.
think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out here on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
It's rolling towards the pin, so I'm hitting downhill. I want to try to get back as far as I can because this is going to run. This rascal is going to run. Even though I backspun it, it still ran.
Dialed in once again. She has played a superb approach shot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Did you guess right?
Nice putt. Count it.
Frank, if a player needs to make a big move at the close of the round, how could they get at this whole location and make a birdie? They call this turning home.
Yeah, I think that's where you have to be a little more aggressive off the tee shot. A drive of 280 yards can certainly take those two bunkers down the left out of play. There is one in the distance down there, 350 yards, so even the longest hitters can still hit driver down there. You imagine pumping one down there, sort of 340 yards. Now you turn a long hole into a drive and wedge. That's how you get aggressive.
Okay, this is a 6, but we're going up a pretty good hill. See how fast those things are running? And it's dropping straight down. She's going to go to about 2. And let's hit it and tap it back about 2 or 3 times.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
That is
Well, I tapped
classic.
it back 4 times.
A chance of going in.
Change at the very end depending on how hot it's coming in.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test.
Oh, that's fine. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Hitting into a 13-mile-an-hour wind. That's going to be tough. We're going to have to put some boost behind this and hope we don't go over the green. And we're going to backspin it just a little bit. No, we're going to front spin it now. Not going to be enough. It fell short. It fell short.
Frank,
Wind.
that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
See, that's going to kind of come in there and bounce. It's going to bounce 2 foot back. We're going to see what happens. We're going to roll it back, but it'll bounce. Roll it back, we catch it back 3 times, slow it down.
And in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's full melody now.
These are the hardest to hit. When they're close and have a curve to them, those are the toughest. A lot of it is just eyeballing it.
Well, well, well. Here we are. Famous Alcatraz.
Downhill. You got to go behind it.
Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors
going
to play.
Uphill. We're going to
but
tap
the first
this thing
tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, I think, in the right direction to showcase
the 6-iron. It goes forward anyway.
The drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long, water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's 3 groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with. Safely on deck.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Getting set now over the putt.
Pretty straight step to the curve, turns to the right, bump the arrow a little bit to the left. That'll straighten that last one out. Hit it straight.
Drops it in for birdie.
Just a tremendous week of golf, and that, my friend, is a winner right there.
Yeah, and he should be proud of himself, too. It took golf of the highest quality to beat
this
this high-quality field.
He and she.
That is something that you will remember for a long, long time.
Got Callaway Cubs. All right. Thanks for watching. Ah.